As an artist, you know, I love when an artist comes to set. And with us now is Olga Papkovitch, and she is the beautiful designer of this dress and many other fine, silky, beautiful fabrics. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Donna. It's such a pleasure being here with you today.
We had fun. We got to meet at a red carpet event, and I got to see your style. I got to hear so many great things about you. Everybody knows you. How does that feel when you start gaining that popularity and that momentum for your work?
It's more about people liking what I do, and basically, when you have that recognition, you feel to yourself that you've done something right.
Now, tell us about growing up. How did you realize in the country that you're originally from that you had this talent? How was that cultured for you?
Well, I grew up in St. Petersburg, Russia, very cold country, but very cultural. It used to be a very strong, powerful empire, as you know, and it is as now, but it's just a different way of government in this country. So when I was growing up, my mom took me to the Hermitage. It's an amazing museum. And since I was 12 years old, I took an amazing classes of art, and I studied architecture and fine art and iconography, all possible ways of decorative art as well. And since then, I've seen how it's changed. I knew the difference between Rembrandt and Van Gogh. I knew the difference between the ceramics and fine china and porcelain. And then, on another hand, my mom was also working at the Opera and Ballet Theater, Kirov, which is famous for its ballet. And I spent most of my childhood backstage hanging with the dancers and the painters, the decorators, and of course, it got to me so much that I always want to do something like that.
How did you discover the technique with working with the silk?
Well, as you know, first I do oil on canvas, and I painted since I was 12 years old. And the texture is actually very vivid, and you can actually feel, even if it's a blind person, he can touch and feel it and really feel, because I believe that paintings are live organisms, so it's in the texture. And what I did is, with the help of our modern technology, I put it on silk in the collage style, because my grandmother always did quilts, and I always followed her footsteps, and I want to do quilts with my artwork.
I love it. It's beautiful. So you make scarves, you make dresses, other types of applications as well?
Of course, actually, I do beautiful shirts for men, and actually, like this is a magazine here I can show you, and these beautiful shirts have cuffs, and also like beautiful designs where, you know, it's very elegant. Right here. This is cuffs right here.
Okay, and then sit back for just a second. We're going to get it on this camera, and if not, we're going to cut it in a little while. Okay, so you do a beautiful silk, and you design the cuffs.
And the bow tie. So basically, different kinds of fabrics, and kind of like, I call my movement, it's Chanel meets Van Gogh, because the brightness of color, but I love the elegance. I don't want to overdo it. The dress that you're wearing right now, it was a little bit more on the side of color, because I wanted to bring a lot of collage, but I also have very conservative pieces as well.
Okay, that's good to know. You're also a publisher.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience for you. What's going on with that?
Well, I've started a magazine when 4 years back, and actually I wrote an amazing story about Amadeo Modigliani, who's one of my favorite painters, and the magazine I was writing that for would not publish the whole story, so I said, well, I'm going to take all my friends, publish them together with the whole story, and that's how it all started.
You're also very philanthropic, and before we wrap up, I want to talk about that. The group that you give back to. Why?
Well, with my art, I traveled the world and had few pieces in the museums, and did the charity for Marsden Cancer Hospital. That's late Princess Diana charity, and then Prince William and Harry was also doing some work with that. And also, I'm a knight. I'm a Dame of the Order of St. John of Jerusalem, Russian Grand Priory, and this is a very ancient order, over 1,000 years old, and our Emperor Paul I brought them into St. Petersburg, and maybe you know through the history, it's the ancient order, over 1,000 years old, started with the Hospitaliers, who started the very first hospital in the world. And then what happened, they had to go and fight for the Crusaders, for the cross. So they put the fighting gear, and then they started to, to go to fight for their land, for their beliefs. And now the order is doing a lot of charities, but Paul I was actually the Russian emperor who brought the order to Russia and gave them actually a roof. So Malta had its refuge through a Russian emperor, Paul I. And the order is very strongly established in New York as well. We have a chapter, and we do charities with orphanages. Basically, it's all over the world. So, and I've did few fashion shows. We actually did an amazing show at the Consulate General of Russian Federation, and it was very nice to see Russian consulate come together with us and with me and put on an amazing show. The stuff was amazing, and that actually gave us a chance to bring a lot of models from different nationalities together in under the roof of Russia, because actually, if you know, Russian consulate is a Russian soil. So, and we also have a lot of Americans, hairdressers, stylists. So basically, everybody had an amazing experience. It was more like, I would say, it was like fashion diplomacy. So it was an amazing feeling.
And that is what you stand for. And I know that about you. You really do connect people and places and passion all through your art. And I thank you for being here. We met, and I just thought you were fabulous. And I said, please come on my show. And you're here. So thank you. It's been a gracious time with you, and we wish you all the best of success. Olga. I think you should just go by Olga. Ladies and gentlemen, please check out all of her social media. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at liveituptvshow@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.